Welcome to the Military Guna TV. I am your host, Murray Dakers, and today we're going to have the breakdown. Definitely breakdown a particular player. How does this player affect what we do in the World Cup qualifiers if this player is integrated into the team? And that player is Kevin Stewart. No, guys, I would advise you guys to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for regular content like these. And definitely, Kevin Stewart, Blackpool player, 27 years old, and definitely a player that we're interested in and want to see integrated into the Reggae Boy squad for this World Cup qualifiers. But this channel today is going to give you why we believe that Kevin Stewart would add something significant to the Reggae Boy squad, especially the midfield, that particular area of the pitch that we have been suffering from a long time. Now, with the likes of Michael Hector, Daniel Johnson, Anthony Grant, and all these names being popped up, we are going to have a more in-depth look on what Kevin Stewart is going to offer to this team. Now, let's from my perspective, I believe that he does offer a lot. I believe that he has something tremendously that he will integrate into the team and also definitely improve what we have. I believe that he will improve what we have, and I'm going to show you guys how. Let's go straight into it, guys. And guys, as I said, please remember to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're here for the first time. Now, this is a player's profile. Hopefully, you guys are seeing it quite clearly as I am seeing it right now. Good. So as you guys can see, position central defensive midfielder and also central midfielder. We have quite a few amount of times that he has played in as a centre back as well, but that's insignificant for what we're trying to do right now. Age 27 years of age. International Jamaican, as you all know. Height 6 feet. Now, relatively medium height for central defensive midfielder. We've seen shorter, but I believe that he's in the right age mold to perform in that particular role. Now, he's a right-footed appearance for, so these appearances are related to what happened last season, which was the 2021 season. Now, the reason why I did it like that is because this season just started, the new season just started, just commenced, and we don't want to use those small margins to be a factor. The last game that he played was against a friendly against Manchester City, where he got injured. Now, hopefully, he'll be back this coming this weekend to face off against Bournemouth. Now, let's get straight into what I was about to do. Now, errors leading to goal, that's one on the market already. Passes per match 24, and passes completed 80%. Now, as you guys can see, errors leading to goal, that is something that every one of us are afraid of, especially Reggae Boyz fans. I myself is very afraid of that. I don't like to see midfielders, especially my midfielders in front of my goal, being careless and leaving open gaps into the field. Now, we're going to go straight into more of the stats. As you guys can see, that is heat map. Relatively, that's an intense heat map for just 16 games. That is a very, very intense heat map for only 16 games, people. You can see that it's heavily concentrated right throughout the field. There's not a specific area on the pitch in which you can say that is heading towards or is leaning towards. So that is telling me that it does cover most ground. It doesn't matter where he's at or what he wants to do. If you can see my cursor, you can see the direction that it's going upwards, because you won't see him quite so often in the opposition box. He's not that type of player to give you he's not that type of player to be in the opposition box or arrive late in the opposition box. He will sit at the half line. If you can look at the heat map, you can see a bit more density at the half line, where it's literally telling you guys that you won't find him passing the half line that much. No, remember that his position is also central midfield, so he does have that capability to go around and even enter in the 18-yard box. No, he's not that type of player though, but we'll get a bit more in more details about that. Now, one thing on the heat map that I realized that he tends to cover the wide players. Yes, it's just a heat map, but you can see the way as how he deployed himself, covering the wide areas, both for the wingers and also for the fullbacks. And then now having the ability to cover the central areas, assisting or helping the central midfielders keep intact of the game. Defensive work, you can tell that there's a lot of defensive work going on in that middle section of the pitch. Now we're going to move over to the next picture to give you a more ideal. Hopefully, you guys are seeing this quite clearly as I am seeing it. Definitely, I hope that you guys are seeing it quite good. Now, in the attacking sense, let's go to the attacking aspect of things. He has no goals, scoring frequency is quite low. Shots per game 0.5, which is relatively low. Central defensive midfielder, so it's in the okay zone. He missed one big chance in the 16 games, so you cannot beat a defensive-minded player for something like that. These are mostly the attacking stats, in which we all know that he's not that type of player, despite I earlier referring to the essence of him playing also as a central midfielder. Let's get into the more stringent stats that we know that we'd want to see, which will affect him. Now, the defensive ability of Kevin Stewart. So he has this defense interception, 0.9 interception per 90, and also 2.4 tackles per 90 as well. 2.4 tackles means that I think that if he engage in a lot of tackles, it is telling me that he does come out of those tackles with the ball. He does come out of those tackles with the ball. Possession 1, 0.6, which is quite okay. Dribble pass 1.5. No, that is the area that I am quite concerned with. I cannot have my defensive midfielder be dribble pass 1.5 times per game. When they say 1.5, that's actually equating it. They don't want to give it overall average, so they equate it to 1.5. No, that means it's maybe in the bracket of maybe 2 times every 90 minutes he get dribble pass. Yes, people might say it's just 90 minutes and it can happen, but I want my defenders to be assertive of their position, be mindful of their position. And when you're getting dribble pass, maybe it's telling me that you might be out of position. Clearance per game, 0.6, which is in the good zone. Error led to a shot, 0, which is okay, but error led to a goal, that is 1. And that's one of the things that I said that he needs to work on. Penalty goal conceded, 0, which is a part that I really, really like. Now, let's get into the other stats. These are the other stats which affects his gameplay, and these are some of the things that we might see. That's when you don't have the ball, or when he encountered in duels and those type of things. So successful duels, successful dribbles, 0.6 at 67%, which is very good because it's not even at one dribble per game, but it's relatively high for not being at one dribble per game. Total duels 5.1. which is good at 50%. I think he needs to increase the percentile, need to increase the amount of how he wins those duels. The percentile, as I said. Ground duels 4.3 at 48%. As a central defensive midfielder, you need to work on that. That is imperative that you work on that. Those ground duels are what's going to tell if the player gets away from you or gets off a shot. So you need to work on that. Aerial duels 0.6 at 0.8 at 60%, and that is a relatively good. Possession loss 11.2. That is in the normal zone, but I would prefer my defensive midfielder to lower that figure just a little notch down, maybe in the region of 8 or 9. But as I said, that is also in the okay region. So he commits 2.3 fouls per 90, which is relatively high, people. You don't want your defensive midfielder committing 2.3 fouls. That's basically 3 fouls every game. Normally defensive midfielders commit those fouls quite close to the 18-yard box, but you don't want that. But in the same sense, if he's committing those fouls and not receiving cards, means that those are counter fouls actually. He was fouled 1.3, which is good, means that he's holding up the ball and players are trying to get it from him. Now, he only received 3 yellow cards in 16 games. As I said, committing that amount of foul and only receiving 3 yellow cards. So let's see. If he commits like 3 fouls for 16 games, that's literal like almost 50 to 60 fouls committed, only receiving only receiving 3 cards. So that's definitely in the good region. It's telling me that despite him committing those fouls, these are like counter attack fouls, stopping those type of fouls, or counter press fouls, which is really really good. That's actually really really good, and a good trait to have in your arsenal, I would believe. So these are the aspects of which I want to use and analyze Kevin Stewart's game and how we can move going forward with Kevin Stewart. Hopefully, guys, you guys got something from this. Hopefully, you guys got something from this. Definitely, this is something that I want to carry on and continue on with. The next player that I'll be covering will be Anthony Grant, because we know that Anthony Grant is now coming in and definitely is a player that we need to cover and see how he stacks up against these other players. Definitely, people, thank you very much. If you like this show, please remember to smash that like button and subscribe to the Military Guna TV. If you're here for the first, this is a breakdown show. And guess what, people? Please do have a good day. And I am out.